I thought about going to Boston, but he does the surgeries in Boston too.
Okay, that's how it's done.
And they all say they do.
Thank you.
No,
I don't fuss with one guy, just... I've heard too many horror stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I did my girls were Girl Scouts and I missed that. I missed the old
Hey,
time.
how are you? Could be worse, right? Could be snowing. It could be. My hands are wet. We're wiping them down. No worries.
Mr. Mike, people get on the front bus.
Oh.
So that's I just completed my
all set at this point.
In clouds I could whisper otherhood from the sea to shining sea.
I don't think you can raise your arms that tall.
Okay, got it.
Excuse me? You trying to video the ceremony?
My head don't look good.
Sorry.
How about my face again?
The mirror was a little cuter.
Yeah, my son moved to the way better.
They're going to start. The band's going to go. Here they go. We're going to be starting with the band this morning because we don't want the instruments to get wet. So just bear with us for a few moments. We'll get through that, and then we'll trust me. We'll get this over very quickly. Whole program. My name's Emery Haskell. I want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for coming out here this morning. I'm sorry I couldn't control the weather, but it was we used to say in Fort Bragg, North Carolina, if it ain't raining, we ain't treating. So, having said that, I want to recognize a few people. Chris Russo and his staff down here at the cemetery for making this venue available to us and making it presentable. I also want to recognize Martha Paratusco in conjunction with her efforts with the placement of the flags and the support of Malden Fire Department, Police Department, Cub Scouts, Girl Scouts, and the like. I also want to recognize the Malden Police Department and Malden Fire Department color guards who joined us today. I want to recognize Kevin Jarvis, who is basically the prime mover for a lot of what stands behind us today. I want to recognize the Gold Star families who are present, and in addition to that, the members of the DAB, American Legion, VFW, and AMVETS who are present amongst us today. Additionally, Kathleen Manning Hall for her support in creating this event, and the Office of Mayor Gary Christensen for his leadership. Having said that, I would like to do the Pledge of Allegiance now with Boy Scouts, please lead us in the pledge. United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Order! Up! Jadzia Friars, would you please come forward? So this is Jadzia Friars, my granddaughter, and she is going to sing the national anthem for us this morning.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rattling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
And now I'd like to take the opportunity to introduce our distinguished mayor, Gary Christensen, for a few remarks. Thank you.
Detail at rest.
Good morning. Each Memorial Day, we come together not only to remember the heroes who gave their lives in service to our nation, but also to reflect on how we, as a community, can uphold their legacy. Year after year, Malden has remained steadfast in its commitment to preserving the stories and sacrifices of our veterans. Through the restoration of historic plaques, the long overdue inclusion of missing names, and the creation of new statues and memorials, we have worked to ensure that every Malden veteran across generations is recognized with the respect and gratitude they deserve. From honoring those who served in the Revolutionary War, through World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and the more recent conflicts in the Middle East, we have continued to broaden our memorial landscape to tell a more complete story. One that recognizes those once overlooked, ensures that women and black veterans are rightfully represented, and offers future generations places to learn, reflect, and appreciate the sacrifices that secured their liberty. And our work continues thanks to the partnership of the Malden Public Library and the Malden Historical Society. We will be dedicating a Liberty Bell as part of our nation's 250th anniversary. It will stand as a tribute to the residents who boldly declared Malden's desire to join a republic and who later took up arms to help make that vision a reality. We invite you all to join us for the ceremony this Wednesday, May 27th at 5:30 p.m. at Bell Rock Memorial Park. Yet, even with all these efforts, we know this: no plaque, no statue, and no memorial can ever replace the life of a veteran lost in service to our country. What they can represent is our solemn promise, a promise that their sacrifice will never be forgotten, that their names will never fade, and that the freedoms they defended at such great cost will never be taken for granted. Thank you. I am not alone in that feeling. We are joined by several elected officials here today that I would now like to attempt to name them all. From the Malden City Council, we have Peg Crow. Peg. From Ward 5, we have Ari Taylor. From Ward 4, we have Ryan O'Malley. Ward 6, we have Steve Winslow. Councilor at Larges, Terry McDonald, Karen Colon-Hayes, and Michelle Luong. From the school committee, we have Sharon Rose Zyberg. We have Keith Bernard. We have State Representative Steve Altrino. Where is she? Saving the best for last. We also have from the school committee, Jennifer Sanatapora. We also have Fire Chief Steve Froyo. I'm just mixing them up now. From the school committee, we have Rob McCarthy. Yeah, I'm gonna get to her. That's not that. I want to make sure I cover everyone else. Oop. Yep, and we have our school superintendent, Dr. Timothy Sipple. And finally, we have our city council president, Amanda Linehan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for those wonderful comments and kindly spoken words. I do have a very brief, my wife assured me it had to be one page, little spiel here today, but the theme of my presentation this morning is the role of the citizen soldier. This nation's battles have always been fought by citizen soldiers. These are hometown heroes who, when called upon, stepped forth and selflessly went into harm's way. We recognize these heroes today for those amongst them who made the ultimate sacrifice. This commitment to service didn't start in 1776 or 1775. It started right here in colonial Massachusetts with the first muster of militias in Salem, Massachusetts in 1637. Every community sent forth an element to participate in this muster. These were able-bodied men of the community who came forth with the goal and the understanding that they were there to protect the community, because that was all there was. The king had to send many forces over here, and if something happened, it was on our backs. And it's from the spirit of collectiveness, collective responsibility of the community that these patriots of 1775 stepped forward. When Lexington and Concord occurred, there was no Declaration of Independence. That wouldn't come for at least another year. The Battle of Bunker Hill was also predates the Declaration of Independence. Yet before the Declaration, we were involved in a full-fledged insurrection against the Crown. The colonists did not view themselves as subjects of the Crown, but as Americans, as 5 generations of Americans had entered this continent before this event occurred. They viewed the Crown as a totalitarian imposition on their freedoms and a tax burden on their limited wealth. A series of actions, from a tax on tea to the punitive measures set forth under the Intolerable Acts, were enough that it generated a groundswell that led to the start of our revolution. These were the common citizens who placed their life and limb to achieve an independence from the yoke of English tyranny. Since that date, 37,000 residents, sons and daughters of the Commonwealth, have died in the defense of this nation. I think it's important to recognize that generals and admirals are leaders. They're the guys that are in charge. But it's the soldiers, the airmen, the sailors, the Marines, and the Coast Guardsmen that win wars. They are drawn from the neighborhoods and communities just like Malden. All one needs to do is look within the stone's throw of where we stand today, and you'll find the graves of many of those who perished in the line of duty in the defense of this country. It is why we stand here today in a cold, dank rain to honor their sacrifice. Each and every one of these individuals, because behind each one of these individuals stands a family that had one less seat at the table for the holidays. They paid a heavy price, and I think some of us here may know some of those people in some of those households. For this, we owe our eternal gratitude and should never fail to recognize the price they paid to ensure our peace and prosperity as a nation and as a people. And on that basis, if Jazia, you can come forward again. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from the sea to shining sea.
Would it surprise you if I told you she's 12? Having said that, I would ask for you to come forward on the benediction. Thank you. If we just bow our head in prayer for a moment.
Before we start, I want to say I represent Post 69 in Malden. Our commander Butch Carlucci could not be here today. His wife for 60 years, Vera, passed away. So also our condolences want to go out to Butch, his family, and his friends. If you can, please stand and uncover. And hopefully this ain't too wet. The name of the prayer is with gratitude and honor. It's probably my favorite one. Gracious God, on this Memorial Day weekend, we remember and give thanks to those who have given their lives in the service of our country. When the need was greatest, they stepped forward and did their duty to defend the freedoms that we enjoy and to win the same for others. Oh God, you yourself taught us that no love is greater than that which gives itself for another. These honored dead gave the most precious gift they had, life itself, for loved ones and neighbors, for comrades and country, and for us. Help us to honor their memory by calling for their family members they have left behind, by ensuring that their wounded comrades are properly cared for, and by being watchful caretakers of the freedoms for which they have given their lives, and by demanding that no other young men and women follow them to a soldier's grave unless the reason is worthy and the cause is just. Holy One, help us to remember that freedom is not free. There are times when the cost is indeed dear. Never let us forget those who paid so terrible a price to ensure that freedom would be our legacy. Though their names may fade with the passing of generations, may we never forget what they have done. Help us to be worthy of their sacrifice. Oh God, help us to be worthy. Amen. After the ceremony, you're all invited down to American Legion Post 69 behind Bell Rock Park. It's on 75 Meridian Street. And thank you all again for being here today.
All right, and if the members in Malden High Dame could please play caps, we'll be out of here. Detail, out, color. Detail, up, and hook. Give them a minute, it's raining and they're flying real high.
Here they come.
It's raining again. Freestyle! Oh! Enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend, and thank you for coming. Enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend, and thank you for coming.
Stay dry.
Joe. Oh. Hello, Joe.
Remember the days of the Girl Scout party? Still up?
Sorry, we didn't get to chat.